Today's matchup, RagnaroK, sOs, ByuN, Percival, Solar, GuMiho. 2021 GSL Season 3. Africa TV Free Cup Studio Live 2021 GSL Season 3.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Oh my God, there's an echo in my headset that is crazy. That needs to be fixed right now. Oh man. Okay, welcome to GSL Code A. I'm Artosis alongside Special. Monsty, please fix that echo. Oh man,
It's a little loud, isn't it?
It's woo. Okay, well, go ahead and cast like that until it's fixed. Welcome, guys. We did not. This is a surprise. Special is here casting.
I'm here.
And very good to have you, buddy. You haven't ever cast a day of GSL, so this is very exciting. And guys, get out there and spread the word that Special's going to be casting today. We're going to get some real
My first time
great
ever, man.
insight on the Terran matchups.
And there's 2 matches of Terran today, so I can give you some insight.
I know. I can't wait for that. That's going to be amazing.
I hope so. I hope my insight is good.
Now, taking a look here, we have the seeds as well as who is going from Code A to Code S. Of course, we had those 3 matches the other day, all going to 15 games, so that was extremely exciting. Some very good matches there. Any thoughts on who advanced?
Well, Dream against Creator was insanely close. It was a 3-2, and I think Creator was insanely close to advancing, so it's a little bit upsetting because I beat him 3-2 as well last season. So it was 1 game away, 2 seasons to advancing, and of course me advancing. And that's,
Yeah, what did you think about that?
you know, I thought I was not gonna make it, but I made it, so it's all good. And then that Cespius Classic game, man.
Oh, yeah.
Classic had it won.
He really had it won. And, all right, all fixed now. Oh, my God. Yeah, no, it really looked like Classic had it, and then he just kind of fell down a ramp, and it was like, well, you're not going to win with Mass Cell. It's going up that ramp, unfortunately.
And the moment that happened, I was like, I think it's going to lose the series. Because that's like a winning moment that you didn't close.
Yeah. It was a bit painful, but you know what? It's Zest last season, so let's have him have his try, and then Classic can be the best Protoss in the world for the next couple years if he can beat Trap to that. Now, the matches tonight, of course, we just showed briefly there. We do have 3 Terran players tonight, but this first matchup, one of your favorites, PBZ.
Oh, amazing, amazing! We're gonna see some boy race, I think. But I don't know.
So?
SOS is like the kind of player that can do stuff out of the meta, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So
well,
I'm expecting anything, to be honest.
Honestly, though, like, I feel like Korean PBZ is a little bit off. Like, they don't use enough Void Rays, I think, honestly.
Yeah, that's something that the Europeans seem to say all the time, that the Korean Protoss are not that strong in PBC compared to how strong they are in PBT and PvP.
Yeah, I feel the same about it. Like, honestly, like, I see a lot of strange build order choices coming out of Korean Protosses for the matchup where, like, I mean, I've been pretty critical about the amount of adept builds that are still floating around. It's like it's just kind of like a solved build at this point. It has like a ceiling on what it can do, but I guess we'll see. I mean, SOS is definitely you know, the crazy mad genius of StarCraft 2. So we're going to see what he can do here against RagnaroK. Who do you think is going to take it?
Actually, I talked with Solar, and he seemed to think that RagnaroK is pretty good against Protoss. So I'm thinking RagnaroK will win, but I cannot tell what score. I think it's going to be close, 3-1 or 3-2, but close games regardless.
I agree with you on that. All right, Blackbird going to be our first map. Let's go.
Code A. Alpha X, RagnaroK. Team Envy, SOS.
All right.
Oh, look at this. Already with a proxy gate.
Dude.
I told you, man.
I love it. What is even going on here? He sent like his first probe out and he's proxy 2 gating.
I think it's going to be 3 gate, no?
Oh my god. Yeah, I guess you're right about that. Like, you can support that, so why not?
So, I think the reason... Oh, it's a Forge, man.
Forge? Dude, I love it. You know what? I'm taking it back. I think SOS is going to take this series easily.
Well, we'll see how this goes. I've never seen this in my life, and I watch a lot of StarCraft.
Me too. I definitely have not seen a proxy 2 gate Forge build. I mean, I've seen proxy 3 gate before. Just throws a pylon down.
He doesn't care, man.
Casual pylon there. He's like, what, you're going to pull drones? Good, my zealots want to kill him. Let's go.
This is so crazy because the reason I think he's doing this on this map is because normally it's a very good map for Zerg against Protoss. So maybe he's like, okay, it's game 1. It's probably RagnaroK's choice map. I didn't pay attention who chooses map, but let's do something really crazy and weird to try to get a cheap win. And I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I've never seen this, honestly.
Yeah, okay, it looks like, well, 3 drones are attacking the pylon, so he's coming down. It looks like he wants to make a cannon. He does have a couple zealots that are going to be on the way. Okay, starts 1 cannon, starts another. He's going to have to make another pylon if they go after that, but hold on, the zealot's coming now. Oh, RagnaroK is starting to figure out what type of trouble he's in right now. Oh my god, the probe! The probe!
He cannot lose the probe, man.
Yeah, he is going to lose the probe, but doesn't matter.
Well, if he kills the pylon, then I don't know what's going on, man. I have no idea. So the pylon's not going to go up.
No, I've never quite seen this. There should be another probe on the way, right?
Looking at the minimap, oh, you send it out.
Oh, just now? I'm surprised he didn't send that a little bit quicker.
I agree. So, but there's going to be 4 sellers, right? There's 2 more on the way, maybe? Yeah, but the queen's also a long way, and he's only making 1 queen, I think.
Dude, I mean, if he gets the pylon up again, that's amazing. But there are a lot of Zerglings coming around and surrounding these zealots.
He doesn't look good,
and I mean, he cut 2 zealots to basically get the cannons up, and now everything's falling apart. I'm going to have to side with you. I think RagnaroK's going to take this series.
Yeah, this doesn't look... He actually sent 2 probes out, so he used... I don't know what's going on. The queen is out already, so the cannons are never going up.
Yeah.
And SOS is transitioning into making a core, and he already made a gas, so I guess he's going to make a depth. That's the only choice he had to pay behind this.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this is any good for him.
No, this is terrible. Look at the look on his face. He's kind of got a half grin right now, where it's like, oh,
this is not good.
That totally didn't work.
Yeah.
And here's, okay, so.
Okay, he missed micro pretty badly, I think, honestly.
Yeah.
The probe dying was...
The probe dying was pretty bad. You can't have that because you have to be able to remake that pylon. But yeah, it seems like the 2 gates right there, right then, are to like get 2 zealots out to support the cannons warping in, and then he skipped 2 for a long time to get those cannons. So it was like a very, it was very interesting, but he definitely screwed it up. If he had had the probe still alive, I think he might have been able to force up the second pylon.
Honestly, I asked him who you practice with, and he said I practice with DRG and Rogue. So this obviously works.
Yeah.
Just the execution was not there.
Yeah.
When I saw the prop going in the middle line, the top left, I'm like, I think you should have run down the ramp to try to support it with the 2 zealots, you know?
Yeah.
But once that died, I'm like, okay, I think you're dead.
No, well, certainly that is exactly what went down. So RagnaroK leads 1-0 right now.
Oh, it's funny because he's the one that chose Blackburn looking at the screen now.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure he was like, oh yeah, this is a free win for me. First time he sees it though, he blocks it. It's painful.
GSL
All right, let's go to map 2.
Kore. Alpha X, RagnaroK. Team Envy, SOS.
You know, Dan, I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
So, according to the screen that we just saw, SOS picked map 1 Blackburn, which is considered a Zerg map against Protoss. And then this is a Protoss map against Zerg, but it's being picked by RagnaroK. I'm a little confused by this map beat system. I mean, this map choose.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first, here, let me check, because they actually send me the exact map order. We could have just had it typed in wrong. That is a possibility. Let me take a quick look. Yeah, no, SOS chose Blackbird, and
That's
RagnaroK chose Romanticide.
really
so.
interesting. Maybe RagnaroK feels very confident in the late game because this map normally goes to the late game.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this is the easiest map to turtle 3 bases on, and so I definitely would agree with you that it's a bit Protoss favored in that regard.
For sure.
But that might actually be why he wants to play it against SOS, because honestly, I think SOS, he's tricky in the early and mid game of PvZ, but I think he's actually, out of all of our top Protosses, the weakest as it goes late.
I agree. Okay, I think you have a good point in there. In this game, SOS just play a normal pylon scout and block the natural, so RagnaroK is forced to take the third base. This is the standard meta nowadays in this matchup. So far he's just opening a normal build. Now let's see if he goes Stargate to go Void Rays or Carriers, which is normally Carrier Rush is pretty good on this map as well. But I don't know, it's SOS.
I like that. I'd like to see that, but SOS is like, again, it doesn't feel like he doesn't have like this solid PvZ backing that some of the other Protosses have, right? Like, a few Protosses like Trap, Zound, people like that. Right now, I look at them and say, okay, your late game is really solid in this matchup, and I would feel fine with you going toe-to-toe, but so I feel like SOS will probably do something crazy.
Yeah, this is not Stargate because normally you make the Stargate before the Warp Gate, unless he's faking it. So, okay, he faked it. So he's going to make the Stargate just later than normal. So it's just like a delay Stargate, I guess. But I don't know, I've seen people don't really do this because you really need the first Stargate unit out quickly in this matchup. But maybe he has something planned, so we'll see. I actually haven't seen it in a long time. I've seen it sometimes, just not in a long time.
Yeah, it might just be like he wants to get his Oracle or his Adepts going very, very quickly or something. Like SOS in multiple matchups is a big fan of Oracle Adept. And I mean, obviously, if you go ahead with the pylon block and you force him to have more drones at the third, it becomes more powerful.
The 2 Adept for sure.
So we'll see about that. I think he is going to pop the Oracle right away, though. I'd be surprised if he goes Void first.
Okay, he went Void first in second grade. So it seems like, so far it looks pretty standard, just delays target. So maybe since he went Void first, he doesn't really care about how fast the first target unit is. It would be more impactful if you go Oracle first, because you want it across the map faster to kill workers, right? But yeah, so far it looks pretty standard. Probably a third base is going to come behind it, or because I don't see another building tech that's going to be an overspeed by RagnaroK. He just really wants to play safe this map.
Yeah, you can see that. And I think that's the way you should be playing against SOS, honestly, as well. Like, RagnaroK should be feeling pretty confident that if he lives through the early portion, he'll be all right. But SOS throws down that third Nexus really quickly before 4 minutes here, just off that first Void. He's making an Oracle behind.
Pretty standard.
And, I mean, I like to see it. I think this is the right way to play for SOS, but let's see what his follow-up tech-wise is. Is he going to throw down the Twilight and Forge? Or?
There you go.
That's what I want to see.
You want to see the Void Race then?
I do. Seriously, Korean Protoss is just, they barely use this build, and every time they do really well with it.
I think it's a strong build. When I look at in tournaments, I'm like, this looks pretty easy to do and pretty strong.
Yeah, it's like, oh, a build where you can't die and you max out with 4 bases and all the tech? Okay, yeah, no, sign me up for that.
Sign me up. Where do I put? Where do I sign up?
I know, yeah. So
something I want.
A lot of times they're like, no. But what about a Colossus timing push off of Blink Stalkers? It's like, well, I mean, I guess you can, yeah.
Okay, something interesting is he's not making +1 on the upgrade on the Void Ray. So I think this rules out the possibility of carries, but I could be wrong from what I remember.
He could just get it later. Like, he might have his own take on it. He does throw down the Twilight. Like, there are some older versions of this where you go Storm really quickly with it. It could be something like that as well.
Okay, I'm a little interested because he's not making. Okay, is this the fakest of the fakest? Because he made.
Yeah. No, he only made 2 voids total.
Oh, he's gonna all-in with
He let him scout that, and oh my God, this many gates. Now, is it going to be Glaives or is it going to be Charge?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be Glaives. I think it has to be Glaives.
I would imagine it's going to be Glaives.
Actually, it could be Charge because there's no way he's going to make Roaches after seeing 2 Stargate. You know?
Yeah, no, that's a
fair point, I think. We will see. The Twilight finish already?
Either way, it's really going to catch him off guard. Okay, Glaives gets started here. So this is like 9 gate Glaives.
I love this. This is exactly what I would do if I was a Protoss player.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Glaives plus a Forge. But actually, it's not going to be an all-in. Well, it's going to be like a very heavy pressure. But he's macroing behind it like a Forge.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting the Forge. He's still making probes, so, you know, he has a solid worker count, but it is 9 gate glaives.
Yeah.
So
he has to do damage, obviously.
yeah.
But the good point is that he skipped Rochers and he's going straight into Hydra, so this is a good. He's faking +1 attack on the.
Oh man. Well, I mean, maybe
like
eventually he gets that anyways. But here we go. Look at this. The scout's coming in, and he actually. No, okay. A Zergling actually ran away here, so he might know that this is coming right now.
Oh my god, he's actually finishing +1. I don't know what's going on. I think this might just be like a little timing to do damage. I don't know what's going on. I've never seen this.
No,
never in my life.
Me either. Okay, let's see it. Here come these adepts.
There's no roaches. There's some on the way.
Look at this. He's just walking. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't care about your 4 base. I'm going for your Durans, man. And a third Stargate on the way.
He sees Hydra.
I love
it. Third Stargate. Oh my god. Okay, so it's going to be mass adept glaives. This is funny though because. Like, how many more? He only made 3 more adepts after the initial warping. Okay, there's a round of 8.
No, he made more. Okay, so I think I get the point. The point is just to deny the Zerg from taking a 4 base while you just make Void Rays behind it. So the Zerg economy is just garbage. I think that's the point of this build.
Yeah.
I actually kind of think it's genius. Because Zerg is going to have a hard time defending this 4 base.
Yeah.
Especially after went over speed. So I think it's an adaptation of over speed. This is a shade, man. Is it going to finish?
No, not yet. He's bringing a lot more adepts up right now. Does have those 2 voids.
That's insane.
It is quite a few.
28.
Oh my god.
I think he can shade, man.
Yeah, he can probably finish that.
Yeah, he's gonna finish that.
He actually can't even shoot with all these. He has so many. They're blocking each other. Gets up into that main base, and just everything is going to start getting crushed here. He has 30 adepts.
This is a lot of damage already. Like, oh, finishes right here. Man, that's a lot. It's so scary when I see this many adepts. I'm like, how is Zerg supposed to deal with this if you don't have the units in position?
No, it's pretty tough. I mean, he's coming down right now with the Roaches, with the Queens. RagnaroK is not dead.
It's not that. No, the thing is, he's going 3 Stargate Void Ray behind it.
Yeah, I actually really like this follow-up. There's some true brilliance to this build, honestly. He's forcing a lot of Roaches out. So, like, he goes... Okay, listen to this.
I'm listening.
He goes to Stargate, it gets scouted, and he's making Void Rays. So this forces no Roach. Then he goes Mass Adept, which forces Roach, and then he goes Void Rays to kill the Roach.
This is what happened.
It's like, this guy is on another level. I guarantee you, if you give him a ladder account down in Diamond, he won't be able to get out, but you put him against the best players in the world, and he will crush them.
Yeah. Okay, here comes the Overlord Scout. Okay, so what I really love about this is I think he did this because he got scouted, you know? It's like an adaptation, I'm pretty sure.
Dude, look at that setup of the 3 cannons and the 3 batteries as well.
I think he knows if he doesn't die, he's in the same position.
This is great.
But Ragnar is going into Lurkers. We know Lurkers are pretty powerful in every matchup, so Lurker is like the best unit for combat potential against every race.
Sure. There's nothing more efficient for Zerg, I think.
Yeah, well, the Bane, maybe.
Yeah, well.
Okay, so the Voiders flying in. He's not gonna get the carrier. I mean, the upgrade for the Voiders, I think, because he has no fusion.
No fleet beacon.
No fleet beacon so far. So maybe you're gonna be using low Voiders.
Maybe he switches out of this as well, right?
Well, he's making charge and archives, and is that +1 or +2? My eyes are not that good.
That's +1.
I got surgery 2 days ago, so I still can see too well. Okay. Normally in this matchup, +2 is when he becomes insanely strong. Your Zealot Archon. But +1 is doable for... It's funny because he had that forge for a long time, no?
Yeah, he had it for a very long time.
Remember?
But he really wasn't... Like, he actually made cannons off of it. It seemed like it was almost like a defensive forge, which is weird. But
yeah. Since he's going Storm, it's not that bad, I guess. If he was going for like Zealot Archon, it wouldn't be too great.
Here's the question, though, right? Like, RagnaroK has actually turtled through this reasonably well. He's up at 75 workers right now, and he has Hive Tech. So he can actually go into Lurker... Viper at this point, which is like super cost efficient, and honestly, the units that sOs has don't really scale that well against that.
Yeah, they really don't. That's what I really thought like he was gonna do like a big timing with Zealot Archon with like +2. I don't know if he forgot +1 or he just didn't, because he didn't.
He probably forgot, honestly.
I really think he did.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
Like it's so cheap that you can't tell me that he has over 60 workers on 3 base and he can't afford that. Like, he could have gotten it.
Exactly, especially because he made +1 attack on the sky.
Yeah.
So I think on the ground it's more efficient if he's gonna do this kind of switch.
Totally.
Especially because he also doesn't even have the Void Ray speed. So, but here comes the Roach is gonna strike. Okay, he makes it into Archon, so the Templar doesn't die. What is he doing? They moved command.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a little bit weird, but I mean, he almost kind of pushed those back.
One Archon died though.
Yeah, he's trying to target on the other one, and he's not going to quite get it. The Void Rays stacking up, trying to do some damage here still.
Okay. Well, that also forced those Templars wanted to be Stormers, aka well, Stormers. But
Yeah,
they-
Stormers, man. That's what I call them too. It's no problem.
They're not Stormers anymore, so I guess that's a little waste. But Archons are very good on this matchup, or in general, so it's not that bad. So he only lost one Archon against, like, I don't know, 10, 15, 12 Roaches, so it's an okay trade for him.
Well, now we have a lot of Lurkers, right?
Yeah.
We have the Vipers out.
That's
And,
right.
I mean, at this point, it looks like a situation where SOS can't really kill RagnaroK. RagnaroK is maxed.
Oh, he doesn't have the upgrades for the Lurkers.
We
though.
don't actually have any detection here as well.
Oh, yeah. But he
We
has
have
a robot.
0 observers, and we don't have an Oracle, so a little bit tough.
He does have a robot. I saw it in production, so he's probably making an observer immediately. He should make an Oracle as well. In my opinion, Revelation is one of the best ways to deal with, but
Yeah.
this could be scary, man.
Well, he's got a good amount of Void Rays here, and he has the Storms to blanket those Hydras, so that plus shield batteries, I think he'll be all right here. I don't think he's going to lose the space.
Well, the storm is not bad. Ragnar is trying to push the effort. Drones are dying, a lot of drones. 14, 15. What's happening? I think some
Oh my
deaths on the
god,
third
you're
base.
right. Yeah. It looks like the third base is under attack right now.
This is beautiful, man. He's defending so well and doing so much damage to the third base at the same time.
Yeah, his battery's really helping out. Charge lots were the counterattack here. A lot of queens going up, but the damage has been done to that economy. As long as SOS does not lose this base, I think he's going to be good to go. And look at that. I mean, he's got enough Void Rays. He's going to be able to plow through this, I think.
I think he's fine. We need an observer. I think the Voiders can just clean this up, honestly. There's the observer. As long there's two observers, actually. I think the Voiders and everything. Yeah, he's going to clean up.
Just throw a storm down,
Beautiful,
push those back, and he does, in fact, clean it up. Not a very big army left over here, but he is warping in some more.
Yeah. Oh my god. That run by kind of won him the game, or put him in an insane position right now. Because without that run by, I think he's in a very bad situation, but it was so well set up. It was like ready already. He knew like he was coming and he used it. It was perfectly played, honestly.
Yeah. RagnaroK would be in such a good position right now if he still had those 75 drones and wasn't having to re-drone at this moment.
He didn't even re-drone. Look, he says 66 against 72 probes by Mr. SOS. So.
You know, looking at this though, like I love that move from SOS, and he's taking another base. So I feel like he's playing like a beautiful game, and it's very different from what we normally see, which is making me very excited about that. But then I look at what okay, there we go. We actually do have carriers being made. This was my question, like where are we scaling towards? Because we can't actually just go storm charge Void Ray all game.
Not against Lurkers.
As much as people want to complain and pretend that's a thing, it's not.
It works maybe one time out of it.
Yeah.
So you know, it's funny because he's playing like a strong macro game, but he's playing like in his own style, you know?
Yeah.
With his own build order choice and openings and strange decisions. Not strange decisions in the way that bad, but strange is like no one else does this. Like 9-gate Adept after 2 Stargate Void Ray, making +1 attack on the air, but not on the ground.
Well, that had to have been a mistake, but yeah, it's so interesting to see him kind of do his own way. Like the amount of transitions he had in there, that was super cool.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And well, the carriers get scouted, but Ragnar is in a really bad position right now. Like,
well, you say that, but he watched the GSL finals. Because he has a changeling in the base right now. He just like suicided in an overseer and dropped a changeling where it can't be seen. His Nidus is almost done.
There we go. You know, but some certain players tell me that the Lampos, the Nidus is a useless.
Useless.
Thing.
The Nidus is useless.
They tell me it's useless.
Do you know Rogue has won the most tournaments and they're all with Nidus?
I told them something like that.
Yeah.
It's not a good building apparently. Okay, here comes this. It's a great storm, man. Great zoning with the storm.
Look at that, the mothership coming in now.
Oh, the run by, man. Beautiful. It's so good, well set up. But here comes the useless building, apparently.
Well, I mean, if he's fighting over here, he can't really send stuff through yet.
Okay.
He's definitely going to want to, though.
He's going to send... Oh, my God. He's going to kill the Stargates, at least.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get damage with it, but...
Oh, there's an observer. That's very good.
Ooh, yeah, the charge lot's going to be able to remove those Lurkers. He's going to be able to target this down. Of course, he is going to have a recall, right? We haven't seen any recalls, so I'm sure he has one somewhere.
2 recalls, because he has the mothership as well, so he has double recall potential. But he's losing some Stargates. I mean, that's not great. But I think RagnaroK is in not a great position anyway. This army seems pretty strong, honestly. And look at the supply just plummeting down. Even though, oh, he also cleaned everything with yourselves. Okay.
Yeah, not too bad for him there.
Maybe it is a useless building afterward? Or just this game. Maybe just this game. Let's just leave it at this game.
When SOS is running circles around you with his tech switches and like nailing your economy while you sacrifice your army into his,
Maybe.
yeah, it is useless then. That's true.
Yeah, so SOS beautifully still seen on 5 bases. I would like him taking more bases considering his money, but he's been doing multitasking pretty well, keeping controls there, doing damage everywhere. So it doesn't matter too much this game, but obviously if he wants to play perfectly or in a better situation, he should be taking like the top right base or the one with the super gas. But it's okay. I think he's playing a pretty well game overall.
Yeah, I mean, he's maxed out. Like,
Yeah.
he is playing quite beautifully, right? Definitely, like, that's the only other thing he could be doing right now is,
Right.
you know, maybe making sure that he's getting all the different upgrades that he really needs. He is adding a Dark Shrine. Yeah, he's getting the upgrades, the plus attack on ground and air, and more Stargates and all that. So, looking very good for SOS. Honestly, he can kind of just go.
Yeah, I think he's going to finish the game. He knows, like, he's just going to try to kill the base on the left, the one that's not super protected by the lurkers. The only thing, as I say, is really missing an extra base, but yeah, I think it's fine. Okay, so he's gonna go up the ramp, and Ragnar is a little bit out of position. The lurkers are coming up the ramp, and at least they borrow fast.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a lot of air units to have to try to deal with that.
The stormers as well, beautiful storms.
Time warp coming down, beautifully done.
The carriers are also doing a lot of damage. The interceptors are not dying quick enough and quickly enough, and the stormers are just stunning the hydras out, so the carriers are never gonna actually die.
Yeah, he's mostly out of interceptors at this point, and the hydras are coming forward, so doesn't really have the greatest damage output to clear these hydras quickly, which is going to cost him a few carriers, it looks like, but I don't think any of this really matters. He's so far ahead. GG.
Played very well.
SOS smashes game 2. Okay.
I really like this. I really like. After the game 1 where he lost the probe, this must be relieving for him. Like, okay, I can play this game.
Well,
I can do this.
That game, like, fills me with energy for SOS because I always love watching him, but his PvZ has been lacking for, I feel like, honestly, like 2 years. I have not enjoyed his PvZ.
Really?
It has not looked very strong. Well, the thing is, it hasn't looked robust, right?
Yeah.
It's been like one-off builds where it's like, okay, yeah, you got to win, but it doesn't look like you can continually do that. Whereas here, this was like a mastery of tech switches.
Yeah,
his multi-prong harassment
was
there.
His vision rate was good.
Yeah.
Everything was good.
It was awesome. That was a great game out of him.
And it's not like RagnaroK played poorly or something. Honestly, it was. I would never think like, okay, I scout 2 star gates. He's gonna make 9 gates with adepts.
Well, when you have Overlord speed and you literally go and you see the 2 Stargates, you see Void Rays, and then the millisecond it dies, 9 gates get made. It's like...
It sounds so ridiculous.
You have to have your pylons already even set up to even fit 9 gates correctly, you know?
Right, that's right. Okay, so Light Shade. He's picked by SOS?
Yeah, that's
okay,
right.
I don't know what's going on in this Beatles, man. I really don't know. This map, according to the European Zerg, it's the best Zerg map ever.
Really?
Against Protoss.
Okay.
And it's being picked by a Protoss. So I...
All right, let's do it. Let's see if this is the greatest Zerg map ever.
Well, it is good against 2 star gates, right?
Alpha X, RagnaroK. Team Envy, SOS.
You know something I love? This music right now that's playing. I love it. Every time I get it on my stream, I always play over and over. I love this song. I don't know why. Oh, okay. What is this? There's a pylon on the low ramp as well.
Dude, what is this? 1 proxy gate?
Okay.
What am I looking at here?
Okay, let me try to make sense of this. Because what I'm thinking right now is this game 1 he did like the cannon rush, you know? So he's probably RagnaroK. He's probably gonna make a pylon, I think. Yeah. He's gonna think, oh, he's doing something very similar, so he's gonna overreact. But I never seen this in my life.
No,
never.
I have no idea what this is right now.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah. Well, look, this honestly, it doesn't feel like a super overreaction. It would be.
No, it doesn't. But maybe
like,
it's a
he doesn't have too many drones out. He's following the probe, which I think is incredibly important. Okay, patrolling there, so he can't do one of those weird little cannon walls. Core just goes down. He does have a Zealot being chrono boosted out. Dude, SOS has the weirdest stuff in the whole world.
Okay, but I don't know. It looks good. It looks good. In theory, it could be good. I don't know if in actual practice. But honestly, he wouldn't do this if it didn't work in practice. I asked him, who you play with? And he said Rogue and DRG, so I'm sure it worked.
Yeah, no, it must. I mean, he just made a simple mistake on Blackburn, so...
As a pro gamer, I will never use something in a tournament that it doesn't work, you know? So I'm sure this works.
That wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
You would not be a pro gamer at that point.
Yeah, I would be out of a job. That's for sure. Okay, so the RagnaroK is still mining gas for the speed. Oh, it's very important that he gets speed, because I think the point is like the adepts do damage, not really the Zealot. Mostly the adepts, but still the Zealot is being really annoying, man. I love this build. I love it, man. I have chills.
Seriously, like look at this. Look at the placement of this Zealot.
This is so annoying.
Dude, like okay, he makes the lings and he will be able to clear it, but as the adepts come up, that's a whole nother story.
Right.
Oh my God, he's not clearing it. What in the hell?
Second Zealot. And he's gonna okay. The queen is out of this.
Yeah, well, with the queen out, it's going to be a bit harder for him. 6 more lings on the way. The adept comes up.
One big problem is the speed is not even started, man. You need speed against it. You need speed against adepts, basically, and this is so annoying.
What a funny build, and his Nexus is almost done.
Yeah, this is like a PvT build. You know, have you ever seen this in PvT? It's like you proxy one gate and you are annoying, and you make a Nexus behind it. It's literally the same idea.
Yeah. It's like max packs.
Yeah, well, that's basically, but the max packs, they call it the max packs, I guess. I love it, man. I love it. I just love it, man. This is so smart. I love when people do stuff like this in tournaments. It just shows like the game has more to give than just the standard macro games.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I really feel like pro gamers, some pro gamers just don't even try to give more, you know, like think more harder than last time, you know?
No, totally. This is like, he's just got all these timings worked out so well, and he's really delayed the economy. Look at this. He's completely safe at home. He even made a shield battery just to make sure nothing can happen to him.
Well, I think he's in a beautiful position, honestly, because these two adepts are still a threat until the speed is done, and the prop count is pretty good.
His third hatch just started.
Yeah, exactly.
A Void Ray is on the way. His third hatch just started. This is
beautiful.
Yeah.
He's in a great position. Now, that doesn't mean the game is over, obviously. It's still doable for RagnaroK to win, but I would be so tilted right now if I was RagnaroK. Like, okay, game 1, I won, but I don't feel like anything happened. He used 1 because he killed the pro. But game 2, he kind of got destroyed, honestly.
Yeah. And now it's, again, this is kind of one of these weird builds where he's really throwing him off. Now, 16 lings being made. I think we're going to see some heavy aggression here.
Now the thing is, you say there's a battery, and I'm assuming there's a Zealot on the little spot where the links normally come run by, and there's a Void Ray out as well. But I guess he can cancel the third base, especially if he kills adepts, because there's no units, right?
Yeah, I think he has to cancel that third. There's way too many lings out. If they just go there, he's got to get rid of it.
Okay, the Void Ray is there, and there's an Oracle on the way. Maybe? No, I think he has to cancel.
Yeah. If the Oracle had come first, maybe. But with the Void Ray first, it doesn't seem likely.
So at least the probe is still there to make it. So it's just a slight delay, and he's going to get glaives behind it. I like it. I actually like glaives in this situation because the third base is late, so the creep is not that great as well. And also he made a lot of things just now that they killed the third, but it's not a big of a deal. And he's not showing that depth. You see, like he's there behind.
Ooh, that almost looked like they were going to wiggle past there.
I seen those. So he's still hiding the depth. This is beautiful because, in a way, Zerg doesn't really know 100% what he's going on. But I would have loved if he faked a +1 attack on the Stargate while this happened.
Yeah.
But he didn't, but it's okay. It's just
he's making spores anyways, so...
Yeah.
Maybe,
But you know, like Zergs, when they see, he's making +1, okay, I can just make a million drones and be happy. But instead now he's making a rush one because he saw that, he didn't 100% confirm, but he has an idea that's most likely just something not...
Honestly, I think you need to get the Roach Horn anyways, just as like a safety precaution. There's just too many mind games.
Well, he didn't do it last game.
Yeah.
So, or maybe he did, but...
Well, no, he did make it, but he just didn't make the Roaches,
okay,
right?
I didn't pay attention.
Yeah. No, he scouted the double Stargate and was like, nah.
Okay, yeah. Then it's just... Yeah, I agree. You should make the Roach Horn. Okay, let's stick up the Jags. How many adepts is it? 2, 4, 6, 10? Is it 10? My eyes are still not great.
It's 9 or 10.
Okay, 9 or 10. There's a lot of adepts, especially because the Roach Horn is not done, so there's 0 Roaches on the way. The Queen position is going to be really important, plus the links as well. Okay, the Shading is trying to go to third base. I like this.
Ooh, there's like only drones and a few links in here. Oh, he actually cancels anyways. Okay.
Second Stargate and +1 on the way.
Yeah, Forge coming up now. Hopefully for +1 attack.
Yeah. Okay, this is a good trade. There's a lot of links. The Shake's gonna finish, so I think it's 5 adepts.
Yeah, a few units do get in.
No queen here, so
Look at that building placement, by the way. That's the second time he utilized that. That's saving a lot of drones right now.
Gaining a lot of time.
Really,
Actually,
really tight
not
placement.
that much damage. I mean, he killed 5 workers. He also killed a lot of links, though. So there's the 5 workers and some links.
And, you know, I think that was one of the things where it didn't cost sOs that much, and it had a lot of potential for damage.
Yeah.
It didn't actually get the damage this time. And I think that's fine, because at home, he's, like, pretty well turtled up. He's not going to die to anything. He has his double Stargate. +1 is halfway done. But there is a Spire on the way for RagnaroK.
Yeah, and I heard that Muras can work really well against 2 targets. Like, it can work. The thing is, if sOs scouts it, is the moment he's gonna make Phoenixes, you know? So maybe it's one of those, you make some Muras to kill props. I don't know exactly what's the number you need to make to one-shot props, but there's some Zergs that do that. They make the exact amount to kill one-shot props on
There should be 5, right?
I think it's 6 or 7 or something like that, and they one-shot the props under the battery just to get some damage.
Oh, okay.
There's target on the way, and the fleet beacon as well on the way, so he may go to carriers.
Yeah, it does look that way.
And an infestation pit, so yeah, I think he's just gonna make the amount of Muras to one-shot the props. So we're gonna learn how many it is, because I actually don't remember how many.
Yeah, he still hasn't seen the Spire, right? That's it behind the main. So.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, the Oracle was kind of down towards the bottom a little bit more, and then the Void Rays were pushed back, so doesn't know about that as of yet. A lot of drones being made.
Okay, he's macroing, like he's not making anything. Okay, he's just making workers and some safety links. I'm curious what's gonna happen. Oh, he has no money, that's why. He's trying to scout, I guess, what's happening. Interesting. He's just macroing up. Okay, here comes a Void Ray upgrade.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Looks like he is going to be able to force a cancel on this, just barely.
Nice.
Forces that out.
Second cancel of the game. He canceled the third base. He canceled the fourth now. Considering his start, remember his start was, I thought, terrible.
Yeah.
He's not looking too bad now, I think.
No, he's fighting his way back pretty well. There hasn't been that much pressure since then, right? There was just like the Adept pressure, which has been dealt with. I mean, these 2 Adepts actually end up doing more drone damage than the first 8.
Not only that, he scouts the Spire with these 2 Adepts, so that's pretty big. 3 Evo. He's making 2 more Evo, so he's gonna be going to 3 Evo and infestation bit. What's going on? He's gonna make infestors
as well.
Yeah. I would be, if I was a sOs, I'd be so confused, because I just saw Spire. I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna make some Muras, but there's no Muras. It's gonna be Broodlords here.
Well, he's actually, like, he saw the Spire, but he's not even making Phoenixes anyways.
Well, I
think, nah,
I think it's too late already to make the, because he has the upgrade for the Void Rate for the speed, so it doesn't really need the Phoenixes anymore, I guess. Okay, 7 infestors on the way. Actually, you know, and I watched a little bit of RagnaroK practice. He was playing against Sound just before the tournament start, and he was playing with this army composition, like Infestor and some Broodlords on this exact map. So maybe he had this prepared.
Infestor Broodlord.
Yeah, he got the Infestor, Broodlord, I think he used normal.
Time is a flat circle, Juan. That's Infestor Broodlord. It'll just keep popping up till the end of time.
It'll never end.
We have to make the Broodlord a melee unit if we want that comp to ever fully go away.
Yeah. Okay, he scouts the carriers. He's making the way I like to call it is the long arm infestor. The long arm infestor. You know, you just
okay.
So he's making that upgrade. Nero Parasite, of course, and 3 upgrades. So his army is gonna be very well upgraded. Vipers on the way, Ultra. Okay, he's making everything, man.
Yeah. Okay, well, you've seen Dark with the Ultra Scabbers, like right? Well, I mean, it seems to be pretty, like, I like the idea. Oh, God, look at that. The Fungal goes down, but insta-recall there. So, only loses 1 Void, not the end of the world. But now he has to watch out for that for the rest of the game.
Yeah, he scouted all the infestors. So he saw, like, there's, like, 10 infestors, so he knows what he's dealing with. So, yeah, from what I remember, when we were watching the GSL finals together with the boys, the Europeans, boys, and myself, they say that this style that Darkish uses is pretty good against carrier or Skytos in general, and you don't rely on corruptors. Corruptors.
Now, well, that's what I really liked about it, actually, because
you rely on queens,
nothing
basically
feels as stupid as seeing 40 corruptors, you know?
But what they say the problem was is that once Protoss realizes and start making like ground units with Immortals, it becomes pretty weak, but Dark still won, so.
Yeah. But no, we did see some of that as well. Dark won, but honestly, Trap was having kind of an off night. But like, yeah, I mean, if you make like 6 Immortals, 8 Immortals,
Yeah.
I mean, Ultras become so laughable. It's like the worst thing you could ever buy. Now, I mean, obviously we don't have any of that right now. He is throwing down Psystorm, getting some High Templars out as well, and that's something Ultralisks will do fantastically against.
That's +1, right? On the attack on the... Okay, yeah, that's, again, that's...
It's a bit late.
Yeah, it's a bit
late.
It's okay. Not that, since he's gonna turtle, it's not that bad. It's not like he's gonna make a timing attack. Making Storm, more carriers. Now I wonder what his plan is. Is he just gonna turtle all game? Is he gonna attack at some point? What do you think is gonna happen, man? I'm really confused. I don't know.
Well, I don't think he has any like timing coming up to attack. Like, I like these little harassment moves he's doing, and he's getting decent intel still with them. But honestly, I think he should just take half map and sit.
Well, that's what he's trying to do, right? He's
like,
missing basically 6 of them.
Yeah. I don't think him attacking here is going to end up working out for him if that's what he goes for.
I agree. I kind of agree mostly because the upgrade on the ground.
Yeah.
And also, there's an insane amount of infestors with a bunch of energy.
He's so late on his ground army as well, right? Like, how many High Templars does he have? Like 6 or something? He doesn't have any Archons.
Yeah.
He doesn't have full intel, but I mean, if you see the infestors, I'm not sure if he saw the Ultralisk Cavern, but he's obviously aware of this new style.
He probably knows.
He already made an Immortal, so that's definitely kind of telling as well.
Second Spire on the way, upgrades. He's just making all the upgrades, man. Look at this, it's beautiful. All the upgrades at the same time by RagnaroK. A lot of spores.
Yeah, and we just saw 10 spores being made at once. As soon as I see double-digit spores being made in this matchup, I'm like, okay, this game is 36 minutes long.
Hold on, we're going too long, I mean, boy. Buck it up. Yeah, well, we are 30 minutes into the game, basically 14 minutes. But I can see what you mean, like, already at 40 minutes, Mothership on the way, +2.
Yeah. This is a game that will not end quickly, that's for sure. Okay, well, those guys are getting wrecked.
Okay, only one dies.
Not the end of the world.
Look at how many transfuse, man.
Yeah, this is a situation where you just have to get infinitely cost efficient. And honestly, I think the best thing for Protoss here, when you start attacking into this, it's so difficult.
Right.
And honestly, I think a lot of Protoss don't even go about trying to break Zerg the right way with this. Like, I think you do need some Oracles in there for the tagging. I actually think you should be adding in a few Tempests as well. Like, I think Tempests are very, very helpful in those situations to, like, zone out.
Yeah.
The High Templars can't do everything alone, but
no,
I guess we'll see what sOs wants to go for. He is adding a bunch of gates.
What do you feel about disruptors? Just thinking about it. What about some disruptors?
Yeah, no, I like the idea of disruptors as a counter to some of this stuff.
Mostly.
Yeah, mostly to get rid of the Neurals, but in practice, it doesn't seem to work that well.
It seems really hard to control.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can always have one of those situations where they nab one of your disruptors and throw that off if they're real quick.
That's sad. Then you're really
That's when Zergs are really fixing up their hotkeys, man, for the quickest disruptor shot you ever saw.
Okay, the carries are starting out. This is the most queens I ever seen in my my life, and there's a lot in TBC, so I don't know what's going on here.
It's only 16, come on.
32 supplies out of queens. I think queens, but not this many.
Now, this army he has is not actually... 9 Voids, 8... Oh my god, I love it. He just killed his own Ultra. I love it.
Yeah.
I actually think that that's an important thing to do in a game like this, when you're both, like, starting to hard counter each other, is... You know, a lot of times we talk about how when you're going to transition out something, like, let's say you have like a good amount of roaches that you use in the early game.
Yeah.
You want to spend those as efficiently as you can as you tech out.
Right.
But that's an obvious step. At this point in the game, it's not as obvious. I think it's actually more important a lot of the time to kill some of your own units so that your opponent doesn't know exactly what you're switching.
That's beautiful. Many people don't understand why they kill their own stuff. It's because you hide that you're changing your army composition, basically. So that's a very important thing to do sometimes. It's mostly more important for Zerg, kind of. But because, as for example, the Protoss, you have sometimes a lot of Zealots that they can use run by. And then this move happens all the time, so you don't really know what's going on.
But yeah, like if your opponent suddenly has 6-8 Immortals and you've actually killed all your Ultras and switched up, you might actually get this moment where you like roll through the army and then roll through the reinforcements.
Okay, here comes the Void, I mean, not the Void, the Broodlords. Hey, Broodlords on the way. Also, looking at the bank, look at the bank. Like, the bank for RagnaroK is completely depleted. His drone count is not that huge. So he really needs to make sure if there's a fight, he wins convincingly. Otherwise, I think he's going to get run over afterwards. However, I do think his army is stronger as we speak. And this is Void Raid run by the sky. I don't know what's going on. kills the Ultra, he's probably happy about that. that Ultra died. He's gonna kill his base as well.
And I like this type of move. Hit the edges, right? He has the Void Race at the top, he has the rest at the bottom, and he has those recalls. So he has like a lot of flexibility on where he can hit.
Yeah.
But this army doesn't look like it can win like a strong, prolonged fight, right? Like if you throw down Fungal and Parasitic all over these Void Rays, they're just gonna pop. Obviously, Chain Fungals, things like that. Yeah. One thing, did you notice if he got like Blink yet?
He got Blink DT.
He got Blink DT. I think that, you know, that's like an important upgrade to get late in the game.
Just to have it in case you need it.
Yeah, every now and then we see games that are won with a sudden like, oh, everything's dead and like there's a bunch of Corruptors in the sky. Let's make 20 Blink Stalkers. Yeah.
I agree. Well, with this game, there's gonna be no Corruptors, I'm pretty sure.
He made like just them for the Brood Lords.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think he's gonna try to avoid making Corruptors as all good players should.
Well, especially because his bank is not that great. Look at the bank difference is pretty big. Now, however, that doesn't mean the game is just completely on SOS sides. There's still the fight has to happen. Players have to micro, and normally in this kind of fights, it really goes, whoever micros better, it goes really one way, the other.
We just saw, by the way, RagnaroK clearing some of his own units again. He killed off all of his Ultras at this point.
And the Ravagers. No, he's trying to
No, yeah, I think you actually should keep a small amount of Ravagers because of Fungal.
I like that.
Yeah, Fungal Ravager, Fungal Bile, basically, like you can actually just blow something up.
Yeah, like my Barrack Cruisers, I know. I know that good.
And, you know, occasionally someone won't look and that'll hit.
It happens more often than people think. So, well, he still has like 5 or 6 Ravagers. 6 Ravagers to be exact.
Ooh, he's actually starting to make the Corruptors as well.
Okay.
So
he might attack actually. Now, I don't know, attacking off creep seems a little bit iffy. But this army is, I guess, it's not that bad to attack off creep. But there's a lot of carriers, and always, when you fight in top of the super battery, if that ever happens, it can always be like really well in your favor. You know, super battery is really strong. Okay, but it looks like it's going to be like the 32-minute mark, like you said. You know.
Oh, no, like as soon as you see double-digit spores going down, it's over 30 minutes. The game.
No matter what?
No matter what.
All right, so we're going to be
You give me control of that Protoss army, it's still going over 30 minutes, man.
I'm sure you do great. I'm sure you do great.
I know how to sit behind shield batteries with Sidestorm as well, all right? All right, another base coming up. This is the last base on SOS's side, so this is actually kind of an important moment, right? Like, a lot of the times, stuff like this can come down to just who ends up being more cost efficient.
Right.
And especially, it literally comes down to that if you actually mine out half the map.
That's right.
The way that you can win without being more cost efficient is if you get more bases, basically. So, like, for instance, if SOS can't mine out this last base, and RagnaroK mines out his whole side, he can actually trade kind of poorly and still win the game. So this is one of those moments where it's like, this is the most important thing going on in this game right now is SOS taking this.
I agree. RagnaroK making 3-3 upgrades for the Sky and still double-digit spores all the way.
Yeah. You gotta do it, man.
Is that +3 armor? I mean shield, right? Oh my god. I haven't seen this upgrade in a while.
+2 or +3. I don't know which color for plasma.
Do you ever see that? +3 shield? Never.
Not as often, not as often.
Really rarely. So he's making that upgrade as well.
So, all right, let's talk about theoretically what we should be seeing here. Now, SOS, if he basically mines out everything, I think the actual correct play in a situation like this for the Protoss player is to mine out everything and then to go for the ultimate 199 supply army.
Yeah, now the thing about that is that if you let Sir get out of control with the creep and one junk kills one carrier, out of control with the creep, his static defense moves. So they can start pushing you with the spores and everything, so it could be very scary. But I see what you mean. Like if he gets to the 190 supply army, basically use mining gas or whatever.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to beat that Zerg, I feel.
Well, we haven't seen a game like that since 2017 or something when Rogue versus Neeb. You remember that?
Yeah, I think so.
We called it the fist of Neeb and then the fist of
Mech Depot, I think that was the map.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Where it was literally 199 supply, and he was like the only person that beat Rogue.
Yeah.
So, like that. I mean, if you're gonna actually have your half of the map mined out, that's the right thing to do. Just keep one probe so you can rebuild stuff and. You know, it max out with the absolute ultimate composition. Now, right now, he actually doesn't have that many High Templars with his army, which I kind of find funny, right?
Yeah.
Like, he only has, like, 3 High Templars, I think.
Yeah, it's a little surprising, actually, because, you know, Storm is pretty good. So is feedback.
Yeah.
Look how many Infestors and Queens there are, so that's a lot of feedback targets. But,
Look at the bank of SOS. 14K, 10K. This is one of the biggest banks I've ever seen.
it's
This
bigger-
is crazy.
It's bigger than my bank account, that's for sure.
That is for certain, yes.
That's a lot of money in the bank. And RagnaroK is mostly gas on the bank. So yeah, it's a little surprising because normally you'd have more minerals than gas. Okay, still in the Immortals. He was trying to suck them anyway, so.
Yeah, that was one of those trading moments. But honestly, you don't need to hide that you're getting rid of 2 Immortals and 3 Zealots. May as well go kill a couple buildings.
Yeah, some sports.
Because this really is just coming down to cost efficiency at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, starts to hit here, but yeah, this is, again, cost efficiency. You know, interceptors really don't cost much, but they cost something.
They cost a little bit, yeah. I mean, it's not like $1 million bucks, but it's some bucks.
Yeah. And, you know, this game, like, realistically, we could go to people running out of money. That is, I even think that's likely how this is going to end. Is someone's going to run out and just not have enough.
Unless someone makes what crucial mistake.
Yeah, you have to lose a battle pretty badly, I think, to have it go another way.
It will have to be, I think, RagnaroK, the one losing the battle, looking at the blank. Now he's making blink.
And there's, hey, that's +3
That's
plasma
+3.
right there. Okay, we got it.
We got it. I really barely see this upgrade, and I played this game a lot. So
Yeah, that's a rare one. I
that's
think
one of them.
RagnaroK actually has every upgrade in the game.
Basically, unless he forgot.
I believe he actually has every single one. Oh, wait. No. He doesn't have Roach Bro and Bro Move.
Ooh,
right.
very important into the 24-minute mark.
Yeah.
It could be very
He
common.
really screwed this up. You never know if this is going to turn into mass Burrowed Roaches.
Okay, snagging the Oracle, just killing it. Very nice moves. Just trading a little bit, but again, that tank just scares me so much for RagnaroK because as a Protoss, he probably had like 20 gateways and 5 targets or something like that. But that's a lot of stuff he can make immediately after they fight.
But yeah, and part of the reason why RagnaroK doesn't have a big bank is because he's spending all of his money on static D.
Yeah.
And he actually, his drone count is very low now comparatively. He's actually only got like 50 drones.
45.
45, yeah, 45.
He's making 5 more spores. He needs those 5. Yeah, his drone count is really low, so his mineral income is pretty bad. But his army is huge. That's something to take in mind. His army is like, what, 30 supply ahead of...
Yeah, just about 23 supply up.
Yeah. I mean, he's killing this base, but I think SOS is actually happy about it.
Yes. This is a great way to use your gas, SOS says, please.
Give me some units as well. He lost 22 probes, so now his army is going to be used bigger.
I really like that tiny group of Blink Stalkers, by the way. Just as like a mobile defense force, and like he can always, if he sees infestors somewhere, he might be able to go elsewhere and hit. Which, by the way, that's like another thing. Like I know we're like looking for things to kind of talk about, but like I think that in a game like this, sometimes you see even pro gamers where they'll be like, all their infestors are on one hockey and they're all sitting in one area. You need to have an infestor on every front, at least one, to catch things like Blink Stalkers coming in so that you get them free, right? Like.
I know what you mean.
We should have an infestor basically at every place that there's Zerg creep. There should be one nearby it.
It's pretty hard to control, but yeah.
Yeah.
Theoretically, yeah, that's it right
This
there.
is your job, man. You're a pro gamer. The harder it is to control, the better it is, right? So let's do it.
I mean, luckily I'm not a Zerg player.
Okay, so
Tempest.
I told you. SOS.
You love it?
Yes. I think that this is actually something you really should do in the late game, is add some of those Tempests in. What is it? Tectonic Stabilize or something? What is it called? What is that damage upgrade called?
You say Tempest skill building upgrade.
Yeah.
I don't know the name. It's a new upgrade, and I never used it against my race. I have no idea, but I know what it does.
I saw a couple games of it against Terran. It was pretty hilarious. But no, the plus massive damage against buildings is like, it's great because you can just do things like one-shot spores so quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
With
think,
Revelation?
Yeah, exactly. This is why I was saying, like, the actual way I think that you should play this as Protoss is to add in those Tempests and also have some Oracles so that you can... Now that was nice.
That was nice.
See, this is what we should be seeing on both sides, little moves like that. But Yeah, just Revelation plus just pick things off the Tempest. Because guess what? Tempest bullets don't cost money.
That's true. There's the upgrade. I have no idea what the name. And there's also the
Microbial Shroud. Can't forget the name of that one.
No use against my race, man. Yeah.
Nothing seems to work against Terran, man. Is it the best race or something?
Yeah, man.
Someone in my chat said it's the best race in StarCraft 2. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm sure he's right.
Sounds like it.
Sounds like it, yeah. So, yeah, just keep going. The 28 minutes. sOs has been sacking props for the last 2-3 minutes. Just look at a bunch of props. So his supply is getting bigger and bigger. He's getting to the 190 supply thing that you just talked about, the Napier Rock game that happened in 2017. So maybe we get something like that.
We're getting very close, like right towards exactly that.
You saw some grabs. He's killing some units, and this run by is like a suicide. I think we missed some carries dying, honestly.
Might have.
It's okay. It's no big of a deal considering
the supply actually isn't low, so I guess he didn't really lose much there. Maybe 1 unit or something. He's still making Tempests.
Yeah.
Which again, I think, you know,
I like
Tempests are going to be amazing here.
Especially against the buildings.
Yeah, watch this. The upgrade's about to finish. You're going to watch these buildings like really start to die. The only thing is you've got to continually tag here. I feel like I would want 3 oracles, but maybe that's just because I'm bad.
Well, nowadays the oracle energy is so low, it's 25.
Yeah.
1 or 2 is enough. Don't need that much.
Well, the thing is, if they start getting snagged, you're like, oh man,
yeah.
now I gotta wait the whole oracle build time to do anything. Oh, rips some in. Pulls in 3.
1 die. The mothership tanking a lot of damage, and dude, that tank a lot of damage. A lot of units just died there for free.
Yeah. I mean, if you're killing 4 corruptors when they pull in the mothership, it's worth.
I take it, yeah. He also damaged some of them. Yeah, sure, he gets transfused, but...
So maybe it's minus 400 for you, but guess what? For them, it's even more.
Yeah. These Protoss players making false propaganda saying this unit is bad.
It's propaganda, man.
It's propaganda, man.
It's a big problem in the world nowadays.
Yeah. Okay, so he's making 7 more corruptors, 1 more ultra, and a bunch of random links. Now the bank on RagnaroK is starting to get higher and higher, so his position is starting to get to the point that he can lose a fight and not be dead, compared to before where he had like 2k in the bank, then when he lost the fight, he's just kind of screwed.
A bunch of spines coming up, just pushing that back.
However, the bank for sOs is like, my god, man.
Yeah, he's almost 20k, 15k. That's something.
He's also at 39 props as well. So he's basically like 2 base saturation of props.
Yeah, it's important that you do finish mining everything that you have. But yeah, look, this is it right there. Oh man, look at those buildings just die. I love it. Look at that long range, those corruptors zoned out. You just have to keep tagging. That is the important thing. You have to see everything coming.
Man, it's so many spores and spines. I've never seen something like this, I think. Or maybe a long time ago.
Yeah, in the past, you've definitely seen something like this.
These days, not really that much, to be honest.
No, it's definitely doesn't happen as often now.
He's not reducing the spine for some reason. He's gonna let it die, I guess.
Oops.
Little mistake.
3 more Tempests being added. Did he... I think we may have missed a little bit of a scuffle, I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you know, there's action happening everywhere. Like, there's like multitask going up in the right, middle. So, yeah, probably. Some props dying in somewhere. Another oracle on the way, so...
Dude, we're at 20k. We hit 20k. More spores coming up. He's got 80 spores right now. Okay.
17 spines as well.
We're making more too, don't worry. Don't worry, we're going to break that 100 spore count.
We're getting a 100 spawn scar? Well, probably if some of them didn't die, we'll be already at that count.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're at 93 spores.
I've never seen 100 spores in my life.
Really?
I don't think
I feel like we must have seen, back in the Swarm Host days, we must have had 100 spore games somewhere.
Maybe back then we didn't have the building counter like this?
Maybe we just didn't turn it on.
Yeah, like with 100 spores? I mean,
we might see it. Oh, 3 more.
96. Only 4 more, brother.
Oh, 6 more gates.
I like this. He should really have like 20 gateways.
Yeah, well, if you have 20k minerals,
yeah, it's
dude, you can actually fill up your whole map with warp gates and just like remax out instantly and go kill everything they have after a battle.
Yeah, I can see.
But of course, I want to see how many larvae we have cooled up.
Yeah,
That actually would be hilarious right now. How many larvae have you seen in a game before?
Dude, I never pay attention to that. I actually never.
No, me either. But
Let's guess. 70 larva? No, that's too much, right?
I don't know.
I have no idea, man.
I have no idea how many larvae he may have right now.
thing
But
is-
he's definitely not sitting around injecting,
This is
right?
what
Like
I
all
was
his
gonna
queens
say.
are up front.
Yeah, it's probably not injecting, so let's see. It has how many hatcheries?
I don't like this move. I don't think you're supposed to be using Banelings right now.
Yeah, it's not. He kills a bunch of batteries and he gets position of
This is
map.
this is a mid-game move that he's doing in
Yeah.
Supreme late game. No, I didn't like that.
I don't like it. I don't like it too much, but what it does is it gains position of a little map of the map, you know?
Yeah.
That's it.
And I mean, that base is important, right? Like, this was something we were talking about. That's probably the most important base on the map.
Yeah, but
Because the question is, will SOS mine out everything on his side?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal for SOS to lose that base.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He can long distance mine. It doesn't
Yeah,
really matter.
it
Like,
doesn't-
we're here for the long term.
oh, we signed up for this one.
Yeah. You chose the right day to come cast, my friend.
PVC late game, let's go. It's okay. Seems fun.
I enjoy games like this because it becomes it's like less about the real time and more about the strategy then, right? It's like this is not actually that much about multitasking. I mean, there is some still, but and then you have moments like this where it's like, oh crap. Okay, no, everything's fine. But
Oh, the mothership again. Let's see how many corruptors die. I heard one. I heard two. I heard three.
yeah, and he actually saved it.
Yeah, he saved it.
He's gonna bring it back to batteries. But yeah, this becomes much more like chess or something, right? Where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, what is the actual correct move here? Like, how do we achieve maximum efficiency but also battle correctly? And like, do we use a tempo-based play to win? Do we use an efficiency-based way to win?
So now I noticed why the other prototypes lost the mothership. You wanna know why?
Why?
They forget to make the 3/3 upgrades on the
Dude,
shield
that might-
and
well-
the armor on the.
+3 plasma. I mean, if how many corruptors does he have? He has 17. Let's say that he had 20 during that. Yeah, I mean that's a significant amount of
Yeah, it
damage that
is.
you're preventing even with just +3 plasma, right?
Yeah, he also,
Preventing 3 a shot, so it's like 60 damage every volley you're saving.
yeah, it's a lot. So now we know the answer.
That would have died without +3 plasma.
Yeah, that's the answer. Just get
Damn.
+3 ice, plus
Dude.
3.
Yeah.
He's not gonna die.
+3 plasma though is even more expensive than the mothership itself. Right? It actually is 400 for it.
It is 400.
It's an expensive upgrade, man.
It is expensive. However, it affects all your units.
Yes, and your buildings. Can you believe it?
I cannot believe it. Incredible. You know, it's lovely. He's +1 armor only on the ground. SOS that is.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, you're sitting there attacking spores, and sometimes he's poking at the corruptor. He has vision, so he's trading against. Like he's just getting free trades basically.
I mean, here's something I feel like we're missing out from because this is like SOS is playing this correctly, I think, with the constant tagging and then just taking the volleys and then running back and just kind of being very hyper vigilant about his army. But what I want to see from RagnaroK, because look, his entire army's right there. He needs to have a Viper to the north. He needs to have a Viper to the south. I feel like those are two very important things. Even an Infestor to the north and south too, because those are angles where it's like, okay, you should make it really hard for him to actually tag what is going to hurt him.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you have a Viper to the north here, you can like yoink the mothership, but then you could also have like another Viper and yoink it again. You can pull it way back and actually secure that kill.
Yeah.
And you probably won't lose very much doing something like that.
Makes sense. Like, it's a hard move to pull out, but yeah, in theory, it works. Okay, a bunch of chainings and more spores than last time coming up. How many spores do you think he has? I mean, a lot of people
Right now, yeah, he probably has about 90. Because
like-
he's been losing quite a few of them.
But if he had to guess how many he made this game,
Oh, overall this game,
Yeah.
we have to be 130. 130, I say.
that's more than sometimes I make Marines in a game. Okay, he's just attacking the spores, trying to find some damage. SOS remaking the Nexus that he lost to the Autos and Vayne in the top right. We can get Joink. Oh, nice tag. Oh, he couldn't joink. He tried to junk it.
Yeah. Definitely a mistake right there.
There's the
Right.
jump.
Yoinkson does get it this time.
We can remake it. Probably will, right?
Yeah, I think he'll remake it. He's getting enough value out of it, I think, that it's worthwhile. As long as it's trading at a plus.
Yeah. Well, the bank is still growing up for gold, right? how many Tempests is that? Is that like what? 8 Tempests? 7 Tempests? I'm guessing.
Yeah, I
it's
think it's actually like 10. It's 9. It's 9.
Nine?
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's enough to one shot. Yeah.
By the way, we only have 27 larvae.
So yeah, I guess they don't inject this rate in the game because he has a lot of hatcheries. So
I feel like I would stock up a bit more than that, but I guess he's only got a 10k bank, you know.
yeah, only. Yeah, that's actually it's a big deal because that means his Remax is not strong.
Yeah, it'll take him a while.
Yeah,
It's definitely something you need to
big
do.
concern. Yeah. For Protoss, they probably have like 20 gateway, so it's a little bit easier to Remax.
It's twice the bank of minerals, 3 times the bank of gas almost for SOS. I love that little send-in of those stalkers. Finally, we do have a push coming
Yeah,
in.
he's trying to break it. This is what I mentioned earlier, that you can slowly push with creep and the static D, so you need to be careful with Protoss. With Protoss is basically to the max of the max supply, right? It like has 15 workers. Parasite the bomb killing everything though.
Oh yeah, the parasitic plus the fungal, but he's over all of these shield batteries, so it actually pretty much negated that. I don't know if he actually took hull damage.
Yeah. I don't know, anyway, we need to pay attention to that one. This Stalker just being annoying. Yeah, actually, yeah, he took little to no damage. That's good. He's gonna lose his base though.
Oops. Loses a bunch of the stalkers there.
Oh. He's rich anyway, he's gonna make more. He's making more. But I like how his army is not everything on the sky, you know? He's saving like a solid 20-25 supply to grab some ground army to defend the bases.
Yeah,
Or be annoying at the top.
I think it's very important, especially at this stage of the game right now.
This Tempest still putting some work. Like, he's actually killing a lot of brooders now, you know?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
come
dude.
to fight though.
Oh, this is a big one right here. That's a huge fungal that goes down. I mean, he has the shield batteries there, which are helping immensely.
Oh my god. I don't know what's going on. The corruptors dive in. With the
Yeah.
batteries, and the upgrade seems to be really good for Protoss. Look at the supplies disrupting for RagnaroK. And his Remax is not going to be strong, as we've said.
Yeah, he doesn't have that many larvae.
I think fighting over the barriers was just a huge mistake. And
Now, yeah, this is, I guess one thing I want to ask myself is why is he attacking right here?
I don't know,
Because
there's
this is
nothing
not,
there.
it's not actually a valuable spot. I think it's just the place that he could push down. So he's
Right.
like, he's pushing because you're supposed to kill your opponent this game. But maybe that was, I guess with the Tempest pressure, it is up to RagnaroK to attack because SOS is being
Yeah.
a bit too efficient.
so you were right, the Tempest, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm serious.
And also, you see how he's
Tempests are
remaxing.
underrated.
Yeah, I did that. How he's remaxing on Stalker. That's because he knows that RagnaroK is probably going to make Corruptors. So
what
now he
else
can
can he
just go
make?
kill the bases or stop in the north, see?
Yeah, look at that army. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's playing this pretty well, man. Like he's living enough to be able to not die, which he won, and just being annoying at the top and against an army that's really, really mobile.
And at this point, killing anything is pretty awesome. Like just pushing RagnaroK back in
Yeah.
any area.
Look how many spores are gonna die right here. What is it, like 10 spores? Some evils for consume.
By the way,
Hunters.
there's no minerals being mined by RagnaroK anymore. He's spent everything.
but
He's got 400 minerals.
I think he's in a really bad position this game now,
Yeah.
considering this, because even if he wins a fight really well, the bank is just not there for
Yeah.
another rematch.
He would have to like crush the fight, and the thing is, he can't even really make roots. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
have the money.
Exactly. So I think like at some point there's gonna be a fight, and then there's gonna be a huge Stalker rematch, you know,
Look at the efficiency.
My
Over
God.
twice the gas,
and the minerals.
almost twice the minerals. Yeah, insane.
The Tempest, man.
The Tempest.
You figure it out.
Dude.
These Protoss players, they don't know what they're doing. It's not only in StarCraft 1, in this game too.
Yeah, no, it's.
They
Gotta
should
get
hire-
them, man.
they-
They do so much damage and from such range. That's what
Yeah.
it's all about, is keeping that efficiency later on.
They should hire you as a coach.
Well, I think
And-
the game has to be a bit bigger.
Yeah. But the thing is that he made enough just to shot the spores and stuff like that, you know? Like he doesn't overmake. He always stays in the 7 to 9 range of
Yeah,
Tempest. You don't need to overmake him, so
Yeah, as long as you're tagging everything, like, they're pretty darn safe. Like, the most dangerous thing you're doing with them is hitting spores, because that's the least range that they have. But,
yeah. I mean, it's been a long game. It was there was their downtime, but the strategy and the ideas behind what SOS is doing is just seems to be superior than what RagnaroK
Yeah.
seem to do. Even though Ragnar is the one that forces, he's the one that went infestors really quickly. It seems like SOS didn't really care.
Well, most Protoss will just like attack, and you can grind them down like that. But when he went into just a pushing comp, like this looks very different if he's not making Tempest and just sitting there, right? Like if he's playing one of these games where he's being more active, trying to take out bases.
Like someone like fighting would attack like with some disruptors or something, just try to finish the game. But it's funny because SOS is not really known for this, you know? We talked at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
He's not really known to this for this kind of style. Yeah. He's playing pretty well.
No, it's
serious in general.
I think it's the most complete end game PvZ that we've seen recently.
Probably, yeah.
Right?
He's playing pretty well, Like,
I think it's really hard to criticize much of what SOS did in the late game here.
Yeah, I think so.
Like the way he got here, maybe there was a couple mistakes here and there, but like the actual pushing and stuff, beautiful.
The important parts of the game have been playing well, like the strategy, the moves with the stalkers. I really like that.
Yeah.
There's even a war prison with stormers.
Gotta steal that thing, man.
Stormers? Yeah.
Neural that prison.
Yeah, man. You're gonna storm the interceptors, actually. That could be.
I wonder if there's like some way as Zerg in a game like this to try to infiltrate a base really strongly and then neural probe and like neural leash it back to your base and make a nexus.
I mean, maybe it happens sometimes.
That would be sick.
What would
that not be good?
I mean, of course it would be.
If you can get your own nexus up with the type of banks you get instead of all the spores, you just max on Tempest and then also your Zerg units. Done and done.
That is. Yeah.
Someone's got a neural leash, man. That's the next step.
That's the next. That's the evolution of the late game in PvC.
Yeah. This stuff's hard, but it's not undoable.
It's not undoable. Now, yeah, this game the problem is the bank. Yeah, looking at this bank and he's losing all his important structures. It feels like he's dying slowly, you know.
Well, RagnaroK. I mean, there's 16k, 12k bank for SOS. That is
ridiculous. He's on 8 props.
Dude, he can make like 100 stalkers. He can make more than 100 stalkers, right?
That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
When I hear that, you know, stalkers against turn, it's scary.
He can basically do anything.
Yeah, he's one-shotting everything, man. Look at this. 2-shot, like 1-shot infected, the storm.
Well, this is going to be the best engage I think that he can actually get. So yeah, he should dive on this, I think. Okay. That comes right in. Great fungals. He's definitely going to wipe this.
He is, but the Remax is coming so strong.
Yeah. And there's no money left for RagnaroK is the problem.
Yeah.
Look, as long as you target down these broods, which is exactly what he's targeting.
Yeah.
We have Blinks under the broods now with these stalkers that he just warped in.
He's just cleaning everything, and since the bank is still high, I mean, he might win the fight again, but again, there's another. Look how many stalkers he's warping. Oh, even the other one's coming back.
Yeah, flanking here, the broods trying to get away.
This looks exactly like Ragnar. I mean, Neepi's rogue game. Like he used one like this, kind of. Interesting. Wonder why my pro players don't play like this.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, I think it's hard to do. If you screw up and lose, you feel really bad because you put so much time and effort into the game.
That's true.
And it's, I don't know, to like aim for a game like that, you have to. It feels like it's a draw, you know. It feels like no one can win, but it's like no, you'll win. It's just going to take forever.
Imagine practicing that.
Yeah. Your practice partners are not going to want to really do that. But honestly, I mean, if you're a pro gamer, you got to look at this game SOS just played and think, you know what? Actually, if I can mine out half my bases, this is literally the most efficient that you can be.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably shave a couple little edges, but that was, I think, the most efficient late game that we have seen in a long time, a very long time.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, if I was a Zerg player and I'm practicing against this, I'm like, so we're playing only one game, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, they're ready, I think. They're about to start. Yeah, they're about to start.
I hope RagnaroK's coach is telling him to neural leash or probe next time.
He should. Maybe that's the answer.
But you got to find an area in your base and clear the creep there, just to put the Nexus down. Because neural doesn't last that long. You gotta have it all ready, man. It's an assembly line of infestors to get it back.
Like a Congo line?
Yeah. You have to spread them out.
Okay.
GSL Season 3, Code A. Alpha X, RagnaroK. Team Envy, SOS.
Just completely impressed with SOS here tonight.
I
Even
agree.
that game 1 build that didn't work, it was so out there.
I like that, yeah. Okay, this game he's actually not scouting with after a pylon, so this is already something very strange. This is normally not a meta, so RagnaroK is gonna get away with getting a hatchery on the natural, which normally doesn't really happen.
Normally, if you don't scout, you go gas first.
Oh, we actually missed the scout, never mind.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I didn't see it.
It's okay.
So he's actually gonna block the hatchery use normally.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, I didn't see it. My bad, sorry guys.
It's okay, you just got eye surgery. You actually blame everything on that for like a week, man. You're good.
Yeah. Okay, so he's just playing normal, opening normal. So why so far?
No, dude, he has 3 gates. Oh, your eye surgery again. Oh, no.
Well, you know, we almost saw a 3-gate. It was 2-gate Prosa Forge.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that was something else. Now, talk to me. What do you think he's gonna do this game? You think he's gonna play similar or try something different?
SOS? God. Yeah, well, he already blocked the hatch.
Mm.
So I always think it's going to be Stargate in that situation. I tell you what, if he just goes glaive to depths,
You're gonna be sad.
and then it's tied up, I'm going to be so disappointed. I'm going to be so disappointed because I think that he can actually just play a late game and kill him again. He can just play a regular game here. Like, I came into tonight ready for the same old SOS we've had for a couple years where he's not really able to finish Zergs. But now it's completely changed. I'm like, you know what?
He played pretty well this series so far. Yeah,
Trap is no longer my best friend. My new best friend is SOS.
we're going back to the original, the OG, the two-time champion.
That's it, the 2-time.
Yeah. Okay, Adept on the way. Now the question is, he's making Warp Gate a gate, so if he makes a Stargate, it's just gonna be delayed again. But maybe he would like it this way. I don't know. But what is he gonna make? He's a 60 gas, 72. What do you think? Stargate or?
I think he's going to put down a Twilight, and I'm gonna just be shaking my head.
I think it's a Stargate. No. It's a Robo.
A Robo! Okay.
Where is the Robo? I need to see the Robo. Okay, it's in the main base.
I think it would have to be. You can't put it at the wall. Like, Robo builds are not really around right now.
No, the times I see is where they do the all-in with the Disruptor and the Colossus, you know?
Yeah. Robo, the Disruptor drop into a Colossus timing.
It's basically Cest and Sound made that build, I think, and they're pretty good at doing it. And it's actually quite strong on this map. I remember when they did it on this map and Jagannatha, but we don't have Jagannatha on this map pool. So maybe he's gonna do the build, but when I saw Cest do it, he put the Robo behind the natural, you know?
Yeah, behind the mineral.
So it's really hard to scout. And but he made 2 Adepts this game as well.
Well, he made a Stalker, right? So he can actually, he's killing the Overlord. So I don't know if the Overlord's actually going to get Vision. I'd love to get a check on that because that's so important.
Okay, so he's not doing that build because he didn't want to. He's going War Prism.
Oh, War Prism and then a later Twilight. Like, I mean, the Prism has to just be for the 2 Adepts.
I guess, and maybe kills. What is going? What am I watching?
I think he's. Oh God, 3 gates and what?
It's 4. I think
it's going to be one of these really weird builds that we saw. Like,
it's one of those weird.
Yeah, this is like the lightest harassment ever, is what we're seeing.
So
but he might do like this into an explosion, right? Like keep the drone count lower with this into like mass.
Yeah, I think I see this. If I remember correctly, my memory could be bad. I've seen this once. It's like the idea is the same behind the 4-gate Adept build, but you don't have the glaives at the first warping, and then the next warping has glaives, and you just make a turn next behind it. If I remember correctly, I could be completely wrong, but this is actually very rare. You know, it doesn't happen every day.
No, this is definitely his own take on it. But it does make me a little bit nervous, right? Because glaive builds like Zergs have had so long to get good against those now, right? Like they were so popular for so long.
The thing that I like is that it's a different variation, so it's like he's at least confused, you know? He's like, okay, what's going on? He's making sports. He probably thinks it's DTs, which I think it's an overreaction because he saw the Robos first, so the Twilight is used later. But he doesn't have glaives, obviously, because he made the Robo first, so glaives just finishes later. Is he gonna warp it again?
I don't know. Okay, he's doing a mass warp in.
Okay,
I mean, the Overlord sees it, so.
But look at there's no roaches, man. I'm a little scared, man, because this is a normal amount of adepts for this time.
And now he has glaives.
Oh my god. And, okay, he's gonna all in behind it. He's going to Robo Bay.
Okay, well, he is knocking these queens down super fast. These lings are not going to stand a chance against this.
He's warping in 4 adepts on the main base as well. This is beautiful.
Oh my god. He might actually be able to just kill him.
Yeah.
I think he's actually just going to get him, man. The amount of damage is going to be insane.
Yeah. With an only behind it as well. Pick up the adepts. Do not attack the pool. Okay, there
yeah, that was a misclick for sure.
Oh, the adepts are still doing damage to the third base. Like, they're really being annoying, killing some drones, shading all over the place. My
Those
god.
adepts are crazy. Oh my god. Yeah, the shade here.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. And I really like the all-in behind it. I think it's the icing on the cake if you're doing damage like this. Now, is it going to be Colossus or Disruptor? I think it's going to be Disruptor.
Yeah.
Disruptor. There.
With this amount of roaches, it just makes sense.
To Disruptor and use more adepts and go. Oh, but I think the adepts as well might just win. Look at this, how much damage.
Yeah, the adepts actually look like they're basically finishing the game here. You can see RagnaroK, the way he just moved in his chair. I get to watch a lot of pro gamers move around during matches, and that is the I am screwed.
Let me tell you something about that.
Yeah.
I was Creator vs Dream. I was sitting next to Creator.
Yeah.
There was a kick in the computer after he lost.
Oh! Because I was watching, I'm like, oh, he's not like hitting the table, huh?
And you know,
he was doing it with his feet, so I couldn't see.
the computer went off.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Okay, so the dev's still doing that. Yeah, this is looking terrible, man. Drew next on the way.
He's down to 29 workers, and he's still losing more.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
He plays. You know, we were like, if we see a depth, we're not gonna like it. I guess he was right, man.
Yeah, no, he really caught him there.
He did it his own way, though.
That was it was a very different way. Like the glaives were late. It didn't feel. It felt very weird. Like it was gonna be like an immortal follow-up. Honestly, that's like if I'm looking at it from the Zerg point of view with the amount of vision he had and the no glaives for so long. But then suddenly there's like this, the 4 adepts in the prism come out, plus he warps in a bunch more, plus glaives finish, and suddenly the neck is snapped for RagnaroK.
Yeah, I really enjoy his overall in this series. He played his own style every single game, but it was strong. You know, it's not
it
like
was super strong.
It's not like it was like gimmicky or something. It had an idea behind it. Even game 1, I thought it was genius.
SOS is winning this season. This is the missing piece right here.
네,
This one missing. Okay, Andy, take it away.
Team MV, SOS defeats RagnaroK, and he moves on to the Code S. We're gonna have an interview with him.
축하드립니다.
Congratulations. Thank you.
정말 코데스 16강 가기 쉽지 않습니다.
It is very hard to go to the Code S
S.
round 16 SOS. How do you feel?
조금 색다르게 준비를 해봤는데
Well, today I try to go for a more innovative
실수로
strategy.
어이없게 지다 보니까 오늘 조금 안
And
되는
today I
건가
did make some trivial mistakes, which led to me
상대 선수가
getting defeated.
히로니까 좀 무난한 스타일이라서
And my
조금
opponent
그래도
tends to play very
게임할 수
standard.
있었던 것 같아요.
So I try to
오늘 운영 준비도 많이
kind of mix things
해오셨더라고요.
up.
라이트 쉐이드 포쪽 도배한 저그 상대로
In
압도적인
Light Shade,
자원 차이로
you were
결국
able to
승리를
gain the victory
거뒀습니다.
against the Zerg by having enormous amount
저도
of
원래
resources.
이런 게임 좀 싫어하긴 하는데
네.
Yes, I do
이게 스코어가 이렇게
hate
이리고
these kinds of
여기서
games,
지면
these
이렇게
long
이리고
games.
밀려가지고 또 이후 세트에서 상대 선수가 이렇게 할 수 있으니까
네.
여기서 제가 이기면 그래도 상대
And then I
선수도
knew
후반 자신 없지 않은
That if I
자신
was able to win the game, I would have the confidence to win the next game as well.
열심히 준비해 오신 모습이었습니다.
And we could definitely tell that you were preparing for the macro before coming here.
굉장히 많이 뽑으셨더라고요. 이건
And
어떤 의미가 있었어요?
You were going for a lot of
원래
adapts today, SOS.
하지 않으려고
So what was the
했는데
background?
희범이가 좀 레어를 늦게 타면서
You know, I wasn't gonna go for so many adapts, but the opponent was going for the late layer. So I was trying to exploit that timing.
갭이 조금 타이밍이 좀 많이 있기 때문에 그 타이밍 노리면 조금
Yes,
피해주고 운영.
so I tried to exploit the timing to damage his structures as much as possible.
쉐이드 경기하고 나서 마지막 세트 뭐 하실까 되게 궁금했었거든요.
After the Light Shade game, I was really interested to see what the final game would be like.
플레이였는데 원래 그 맵에서
The strategy that I prepared today was used in the last game.
제가 제일 자신 있는 플레이가 원래
And there was, my most confident play is using the adapt. So that's why I did.
1세트 광적
that's why I did that.
러시하고 이후 운영으로 완벽하게 3대0.
That's right. You were use the cannon rush, use the adapt, and you went for a really long macro game today, SOS.
계획하고 오신 거였어요?
Were you planning to go for a 3-0 victory today? No, not really.
이거는 이길 수 있겠다 생각했는데 일벌레가 좀 세더라고요. 너무 좀
You know, for the
방심했던 것
Cannon Rush
네,
game,
이렇게 오늘
I thought I
김민호
would win the
선수
game, but the
경기
drones were too
최근
strong.
이 예선전에서 이동영, 박진혁, 신이범
In the
선수에게
qualifiers,
내리패를 했었는데
you
이거
did lose to Ryung, you
경기
lost to
되기
RagnaroK,
전이라서
and you lost to
이런 결과가
Armani.
나왔던 걸까요?
But today you won. So what's the reason?
열심히 하기는 했는데 제가 손이 안 되더라고요.
Well, I did try really hard, but you know, at the time, my hands were not that ready. So I was worried today.
상대 선수도 집에서 하는 게 아니고 대회장이라서
But it felt like my opponent was pretty nervous.
상대 선수도
playing on stage today.
자, 오늘 다소 힘들었지만 그래도
And that's
16강
right, today was an
진출이라는
arduous
좋은
battle between you two,
결실을
but you
이뤄냈습니다.
did
마지막으로
acquire the victory.
한마디 들어볼게요.
So before you go, anything you want to say?
16강에서 좋은 모습 더 보여드릴
In the round of
수 있도록
16, I'll try to
하겠고
deliver a better
좋은
performance,
조 갈 수 있었으면 좋겠습니다.
and I hopefully I
감사합니다.
go into a good group
알겠습니다.
in the
다시
group
한번
nomination.
진출 축하드립니다.
Once again, congratulations. Thank you.
All right,
네, 자,
SOS
코데이
getting
2일차
out of
두
there when
번째
he's
경기는
done.
변현우 선수와
That
김태형
was a
선수의
great
경기입니다.
first series.
저희는 잠시
Congrats
후에
to
돌아오겠습니다.
SOS. Our next match, ByuN versus Percival. Don't go away.